You are now about to witness the strength of street knowledge.
What's up, everybody? How y'all doing? It is your girl, your diva in knowledge, Lady Mocha, representing Mocha's Cafe de Paris, my co-ed channel for men and women. And also, I have my Mocha's Ladies Lounge, a safe space for women who specifically want to congregate among their female counterparts. But nevertheless, this is my original channel where I started building my fan base. So I must always be loyal to Mocha's Cafe de Paris, because this was the channel who built the foundation for me to build my other channel. So let me go into this right away, right? So this is very, very tragic situation, y'all, in which 3 lives have been claimed and 1 life is in critical condition, okay? Nevertheless, y'all, we've all, during our teenage years, have made some very risky decisions, drinking too much, hanging out in places we don't need to be hanging out, past curfew, not respecting rules, things that have ultimately at some point, we've experienced during our youth, right? However, in this situation, it definitely took a tragic turn. And this is when turning up turns deadly. So, unfortunately, we have these 4 women here, who call themselves going out, doing a girls' night, and it really ended up in a very tragic ending, because they made the decision to drink and drive. And we all know when you drink and whenever you're under the influence of alcohol, you are not in your right state of mind, and most likely you're not going to make good judgment. So I'm going to show y'all the video so y'all can see for yourselves, because they actually recorded this live, on their Facebook. Now, it doesn't show, fortunately, the actual impact, but it shows what led up to that point. And it's a very, very unpleasant, very tragic situation, y'all. And there's going to be so many families impacted and devastated, and all of this is very recent. But you know what, before I show you, let me just kind of read a little ad on the situation first, so y'all can kind of have a little more clarity before I actually play the video. So 3 women killed in single vehicle crash moments after posting video in the car drinking and going up to 116 miles per hour. 116, y'all. 3 women were killed with 1 left with critical injuries in a single vehicle crash in Lake County on Sunday, March 30th, according to the Florida Highway Patrol. The crash occurred around 3:16 a.m. on the State Road 19, south of St. Florian Lane, troopers said. One of the women in the car shared a video of them drinking and listening to loud music in the car just moments before the crash, y'all. So these are the 3 ladies that have deceased. And hold on. And there's also one whose life has been claimed, but we'll go into that in a little bit, right? So anyway, getting back to the point at hand, according to the VHP crash report, a 2024 Jeep Grand Cherokee was traveling northbound on SR 19 when its driver failed to negotiate a left-hand curve and the SUV ran off the roadway to the right. The vehicle was driven by 30-year-old Shakayla Mathis of Mount Dora and carried 3 passengers from, I guess, Ostis. Yeah, Ostis. I'll say Ostis. Kanisha Lewis, 32, Aquatavia Pugh, 28, and a 26-year-old woman whose name has not been released by troopers, but her name has been released. She's the one that's actually in critical condition, and her name is Mariah Belcher, and we'll talk about her a little bit more. But this is my first time hearing about someone named. Okay, no, I'm assuming, okay, that's the same person. Estes Kanisha Lewis. But anyway, the Jeep struck a pole on the right shoulder and overturned several times, causing the driver and all 3 passengers to be ejected from the vehicle, according to the report. So, they weren't wearing seatbelts. Troopers believe none of the Jeep's occupants were wearing seatbelts during the crash. Of course, Mathis, Lewis, and Pugh were pronounced dead at the scene. According to VHP, the 26-year-old Estes woman was in critical condition at the time of the report. But I'm told the Estes woman is Mariah Belcher, but we'll get into that. Okay, seeing what else. According to the report, 2024, okay, basically everything I read. And that's what happened. The Jeep struck a pole on the right shoulder. Okay, so, of course, everybody's commenting, and, a lot of people are basically saying, they definitely could have avoided this from transpiring, from happening. And unfortunately, very well, they could have. And they did not use their best judgment in the situation. But I'm going to go ahead and play the video because I kept telling y'all I'm going to do that. So let me just go ahead and play the video for y'all. And, we're going to commentate on it. And I'm going to probably play a couple of videos because there's different angles going on. But let's just go.
3 women are dead and 1 is in the hospital in critical condition after filming this viral video. Now, this incident happened in Florida early Sunday morning when 4 women were riding in a Jeep Cherokee when the driver missed a turn and left the roadway in the opposite direction, hitting a pole and flipping the vehicle multiple times. This incident took place in Florida on Road SR 19, and the impact from the crash caused the women to be ejected from the vehicle. In the video, you can see women passing an alcoholic beverage from person to person through the vehicle while dancing and seemingly having a good time. Now here you can see the driver holding the alcoholic beverage in her hand. It is unclear whether she was drinking or under the influence or not, but she is holding the bottle of tequila. Now here on the screen, you can see that this person is driving 116 miles per hour. She's now holding a bottle of water, and the speeds kind of vary from between 90 and 116 miles per hour. Now, after being ejected from the vehicle, the driver and one of the passengers were pronounced dead on the scene. The young lady died at the hospital. Now, this is one of the victims. She goes by the name of Kayla Shea on social media, and unfortunately, she passed away in this incident. This young woman is Kenesha Lewis, and she passed away in the incident as well. The beautiful woman in this photo is listed as Tavia Pugh on social media, and unfortunately, she passed away in the incident as well. Now, this young woman, Mariah Belcher, is the person who is listed to be in critical condition in the hospital. Now, another thing that's important to note is that at the time of the incident, none of the passengers in this vehicle were said to be wearing a seatbelt or a safety restraint. Viewers online believe that this was a person driving under the influence. However, I don't have all the facts. We're going to have to wait for more details to come out. But please use this as a reminder to not drink and drive and always wear your seatbelt. No matter what the circumstances that these young ladies lost their lives under, their families are still grieving. So please be mindful of that. Now, as I said earlier, there is a young woman still fighting for her life. So I ask that you guys continue to pray for her recovery and keep the families of these other victims in your prayers as well. Of course, I will be monitoring this story as more details come out, and I'll update you guys when I have more information about the surviving victims.
Okay, y'all. So as y'all can see, yes, it definitely took a very deadly turn. And it's unfortunate that there's going to be so many families affected by this, right? And again, this comes from the fact when you're young, you're wild, you immature, and you're not thinking about the consequences. You're not thinking about the decisions that you are making. And that's unfortunate. And this is why there's so many young people who just take life for granted. By no means should you all be going to the club drinking. Somebody needs to be assigned as a designated driver. Okay? Unfortunately, as much as we want to empathize and sympathize, and as a mother and as a human being, I sympathize on that behalf. However, we just got to keep it a buck. We got to keep it 100. This very well could have been avoided, right? But I still want to show y'all another video because I want y'all to really, really see for yourselves, I want y'all to take a more in-depth look into this situation here. So I'm going to also pull up the main video in which No one is talking over it because I really want y'all to see for yourselves how the situation came about.
I done been through a lot of fuck shit, I promise. When Yoda got murdered, you should've seen the look on his face. Last brother locked up every summer. Come on, man. You know about ducking dope boys every motherfucking month.
And if the plug see you like jacket, nigga fucking bring your motherfucking family and your daughter and I'm fucking on the way. Pay attention to the water.
Never focus on their words.
Pay attention to the action. You real nigga.
I know boss on the ship, you can call me the captain. Call us the audience, my whole team like clapping.
You
I'm
know
riding in this big ass Benz, blowing that dodo.
that right, take the weed, that's the knockout for shadow.
Looking through my neighborhood, wondering
When we gon' stop fumbling? Stop all that fat ass robbing and get some money.
fuck nigga, that ain't the plug. Tell him, man.
Fuck nigga, that rob me, right about me.
Change the game.
Get your head gone. Make your bitch say mama later for 2 years.
Listen, y'all. It come a point when the turn off, we have to give up the turn up life. We have to give that up, man. You know, it's so many young people out here, like I said, you know, they don't never see past the moment. They think life is all about fun. Life is all about crashing out. You know, they just have no real regards or respect for life. They don't understand how delicate and how precious it is. You know, and this is the thing. Young people are being more educated now about deadly consequences than ever. You know, they're seeing it all over social media. You know, what happens when you make decisions of drinking and driving. There's so many videos out there about people who have lost their lives because of that. All of these different platforms, in other words, they have so much awareness of how deadly it is. And yet none of them take accountability and none of them take heed to the warnings. Here it is. You got these 4 females all in the vehicle, everybody drinking Patron straight out the bottle. And Patron is very, very strong. Me personally, I can't even mess with Patron. And they're drinking it straight out the bottle, which means, they taking it straight to the head. No chaser. It's not mixed with anything. You know what I mean? That stuff is straight potent. And a lot of these young women, they drink hard. They're straight alcoholics. I'm just going to keep it frank. And I'm not saying that to degrade them specifically, but there's a lot of young women that do this. This is not the first video I saw. I have a family member right now as we speak. Her daughter does this very thing. She loves getting on social media, letting everybody see that she's turned up, and coincidentally, she likes to drink Patron as well. You know, they like to go viral and go live and show that they driving, they drinking, they either going to the club, coming from the club, this turn up lifestyle, and not even understanding that they're getting ready to turn into a dead end corner. It's all about going out. It's all about having a good time. It's all about getting wild. And a lot of women who do this, they get themselves in bad predicaments. Not just drink driving. You get raped. You know what I'm saying? Because when you're intoxicated, these guys take advantage of you. You know what I mean? They could slip Mickey's in your drinks. They're paying for your drinks. You know, it's so many detrimental things that come out of women who do a lot of drinking. And these young girls now, they drink that heavy stuff. I mean, back then, I was okay with a wine cooler, all daiquiri. And even with them, you got to be careful because people, it's strong things in daiquiris. And if you drink too much wine, it can get you just as intoxicated as drinking Patron. Probably not as quickly and not as strongly, but you still have to be mindful of your alcohol intake. These girls be drinking straight out the bottle. I've seen them on social media drink a Patron straight out the bottle, drinking tequila straight out the bottle, just drinking, Ciroc, all that, potent stuff straight out the bottle, right? A lot of these females be trying to get away from their responsibilities, and trying to get away from the realities of life. That's the purpose of them turning up. Turning up means to them, I want to dress up, go out, get toe up, get my drink on. That way I don't have to think about reality. This is my night to just do me, not have to be responsible, not have to think about no kids. All I'm thinking about is having a good time, doing myself, and getting lit. That's what they call it. And getting lit. That is the mindset of a lot of these young, modern-minded females today. They want to get lit. Okay? They don't want to be home and listen to their parents. They don't want to take care of their kids. I mean, from what I've seen, looking at their Facebook profiles, some of these women were kids, right? So I'm going to go into that and I'm going to show y'all that as well. So that way we can get a little, background on, how these young women, what was they upbringing, their family and all of that. Okay, so we're going to go to each one's profile. And as I stated, Mariah Belcher, she is the one that's still living. She's in critical condition. So she's, like I said, hanging on. We don't know what the outcome is going to be. But if she survives this, I promise you she's not going to be the same. So just looking at her profile picture, pretty girl, but as a mother, I'm assuming, and as you can see, she just loves to turn up, loves to live the turn up life. It's all about dressing out, drinking, drinking her hand right there. You get what I'm saying? So, young woman. And again, this is what they like to do. It's about turning up and going out, getting drunk, getting tipsy, and basically just wilding out, taking pictures, posting pictures, got to make everybody think they really living their best life with the turn up life, right? So I'm going to come out of here and I'm going to also go to the other women who profile I was looking at. This is I hate that sometimes Facebook doesn't save the things. I was trying to save the profiles. Okay, y'all, this is the other deceased individual, Tavia Poole. I think her real name is Aquavia, Aquatavia, something with an A and a Q. But here is her Facebook page, Tavia Pugh. I'm gonna just call it that. I don't want to butcher her name or whatever. And this is a picture, of course, all of them together, out turning up and all of that. So as you can see, she was definitely lively, bubbly. I'm assuming she's a mom, unless that's her sister as well. Just look like she was, easygoing and like to go out and do things and have fun and all of that. So matter of fact, this is the same. Matter of fact, yeah, this is her. I'm wondering if this is okay. No, I think this is her brother. I'm assuming. Matter of fact, he's standing in front of the same Cherokee Jeep. That's what it looks like. Yeah, I think that's her brother, if I'm not mistaken. I'm wondering if this is her mom. I'm assuming. I can't say for sure on that. Friend, I miss you to help me with that. I miss you so much about my baby. Continue to rest in peace. Okay, so all All right, so I'm trying to figure out if this is her mom. Gonna miss you. Friend, I miss you to help me with this one. I miss you so we can talk about my baby. Oh, okay, so I'm thinking this is her mom's mom. Okay, so this is the victim's grandmother. So she not too long ago lost her mother and now has to deal with the grief of losing Tavia, which is her daughter, one of the ladies, unfortunately, who lost her life. This is her here. Of course, with a drink in her hand, y'all. We have to get a grip on this alcohol. And this is not to be judgmental, but this is just to understand that once you start making certain things a habit, you no longer have any discernment. And she has a whole bottle in her hand there. So, and keep in mind, no, she wasn't the driver, but I know she was definitely one of the ones that were drinking. Well, all of them was drinking, right? So anyway, I'm gonna come out of here. So that way, I wanted y'all to get to see all the victims Facebook individually. Okay, y'all. So this was the actual driver who was behind the steering wheel, y'all, with the bottle of Patron. This is her here. As I stated, you can tell she definitely loved to turn up. She loved dressing up, going out, hanging out to be with the ladies and stuff. Nothing wrong with that, but she definitely made a very, very detrimental mistake in doing that, because not only she took her life, she took the lives of her friends. This is her dad. I can tell this is her dad because he said, "Love you, daughter." So, his life is forever going to change because of that. This is her dad, y'all. Yep. So I know he's definitely, yep. He put this a year ago. Hey there, my daughter. So it's really sad, y'all, that her parents are going to have to live with knowing, that she not only took her life, but she took the lives of those that were also in her care. Believe it or not, whenever it comes to, you know, accidents, whoever the main driver is, when you're driving multiple people in your car, they're actually in your care. They're under your care. Because you are the one that's in authority over behind the wheel. You get what I'm saying? So, she definitely lost all discernment. First of all, they had no business leaving that club drunk and getting into that Jeep. That should have not happened. Not when you have an Uber, not when you have a Lyft. They should have called an Uber to pick them up. And then the next day when they sobered off, a family member could have drove them to go pick up the Jeep. This is that turn up life that I've been telling y'all about. A lot of these young women today are living reckless. Unfortunately, some of them are mothers. They have children that are going to have to live without them. And when their children become older, they're going to understand that their mother died behind drinking and driving. This is another issue. They could have killed someone else, because very rarely, and I was just speaking to someone about this the other day, I was saying that when it comes to DUI, it's always the person who caused the accident that very rarely dies. We've heard multiple DUI cases. Who dies? Innocent victims, people who wasn't even drinking, wasn't even doing anything wrong, just driving home from work, driving to go see family. And it's always, people who have no regards or respect for other people's lives. It's the drunk drivers who rarely ever die. It rarely ever happens. But in this instant, it did. Surprisingly, she passed away. She died, and the other young lady here, she passed away as well. And I meant to also show y'all her page as well, because I want to respectfully make sure I acknowledge all of them. Yeah, so this is the last one, y'all. She passed away too. This is Kanisha Lewis, and she was a mom. This is her baby, okay, who was born last year. All right, so most likely someone is going to have to raise her child. This is her as well. I'm that bitch, but I'm still my daddy's son. Of course, all of her friends in the comment section. Yeah, so she was a mom. Yeah, so it's unfortunate too that she just turned oh my God, sounds fine. I haven't seen her walk to my god sister in years. We're happy. Okay, so no, this is her goddaughter, I guess. But yeah, she's a mom of one, like she has one child. She was a young lady herself, a young woman, didn't even get to start life yet. None of that. Okay, she was from Estes, Florida too. Okay, I was wondering why they were saying Estes. Okay, all right. So yeah, that's the county in Florida. Looking at the rest of her post says, yeah, I need a blunt. Okay, all right. So basically, just basically about the turn up life, smoking blunts, getting high, drinking, things of that nature. Okay, so y'all, so yeah, this is basically the ending of 3 lives. And like I said, we don't know if the young lady is going to make it or not. But if she does, I guarantee you she's not going to be the same. Absolutely not. If she does come out, I'll be surprised if she doesn't have any physical disabilities, because that was a very horrific accident. Matter of fact, I'm going to see if I can find the car. I want to see if we can find a car. See what the car looks like, y'all. I could just get a picture of it. That'd be good. Okay. Let me see. I'm going to have to play a brief.
But Washington state leaders say they fear a potential...
Okay, nope. Don't want to see nothing about no presidential stuff right now. Okay, let me head back. So I know the vehicle, it overturned and they was ejected out of the car. Okay. St. Florian Lane, y'all. This is just really sad, man. I'm not even happy to report this, y'all, because this is just so, like, tragic and unfortunate, y'all. Make sure y'all hit the like button if y'all don't mind. Like I said, I know this is not one of the best stories to cover, but I definitely thought it was imperative that we talked about this. I'm gonna see if I can find the photo of the vehicle, because I definitely want to show that. I was really trying my best to see if I could pull up a photo of the wrecked vehicle, and I haven't been successful at doing that. So I basically want to, get ready to wrap up my point on this whole situation at hand. First of all, my heart definitely goes out to all of the families that are going to be involved in this moment of grieving due to this very tragic event that has taken place. So many lives are going to be changed and altered because of this. I've been reading different comments and different reviews, and there's been a lot of mixed differences. You have some people that basically feel like they asked for it. They have no sympathy for them because they feel like the situation could have been avoided. Their overall intake was y'all wanted the attention. Y'all went live, recording yourselves drinking and driving. So because you were so focused on the clout, you did not use your judgment. Not only that, you was under the influence of alcohol, intentionally drinking. People who felt that, Madam Sense, felt like You play stupid games, you end up with stupid prizes. They basically don't have any sympathy for them. On the other hand, and this is where I stand, I definitely do have sympathy for these young women, for the fact that they lost their lives. As far as having sympathy for the choices they made, I cannot sympathize in that matter. But I definitely sympathize for their lives, because again, it was a bad decision. And even though it was a bad choice, I can't say, it wouldn't be right for me to say they deserved, what happened to them. It wouldn't be fair for me to say that. But I will say they could have avoided it. They could have made better choices to avoid that. They could have took an Uber. They could have called a family member. It just wasn't worth that. The fact that they had decided to go live, it just goes to show you the type of generation we in. It's all about clout chasing. It's all about turning up. And me, I guess because I'm in my middle 40s, I don't see anything exciting about going live, drinking a bottle of liquor straight out, tequila, whatever you call it, straight out the bottle, going at 115, putting my life in danger along with 4 other people. I just don't see what's the excitement in that. For people to go into your comment section and be like, girl, you did that, or oh, y'all turning up. I'm just trying to figure out what were they trying to gain, if that makes any sense. What was the purpose? Was people supposed to praise them and congratulate them for drinking and driving, or was you trying to prove a point that you living your best life? I'm just trying, and we'll never really know the truth on that because none of them are here to really. And the driver of the car, she's not here to say what her motive was behind that, but I'm sure had she known what was going to happen, I'm pretty sure she would have made a different decision. Had she known that night would be her night where her life would be going, and 2 others in addition to one in critical condition. I doubt had she known, you know what I mean? And let's face it, a lot of us are getting by on grace. A lot of us have done stupid things. Some of us are still doing stupid things, but it comes a point when grace runs out. Grace runs out, and it's time to pay for your bad choices. You can't keep getting credit on life. It come a point when sooner or later, literally, you're going to hit a brick wall. And that's what happened, just based off of everything I've seen, going through their photos. These young ladies, they love to drink. They love to turn up. They love to have a good time. Nothing is wrong with that, but in this instant, it costed them. If only they would have called an Uber or a Lyft and got a family number. All 4 of them would have been here, would have lived plenty more time, would have much more life to turn up, but in a more healthier way. Don't get me wrong, I love a good turn up, but you got to know when to turn down. When you become a mother, when you start hitting your 20s and you're transitioning to adulthood, you have to turn down on the turn up life. This is the reason why I don't have friends like I used to. This is why I roll solo. I refuse to be in the company of women that are still on that turn up, who still living recklessly, who want to drink, who want to drive, who get drunk up, they get promiscuous. You got to worry about, if they leave in a club with a mass murderer, you can't even enjoy yourself because every time this chick turns up, she becomes a freak. It just comes a point as women and even as men, you have to know when to put the turn up. You got to know when to put it down, where it's just done. Turn up at home. If you got to drink at home. Drink at home. Make you a little bar at home. Make you a little scenery at home. If you young ladies, if y'all got to turn up, y'all got to drink, get with your girls, rent a room and drink. Okay? Or y'all drink to one of another's house. Nobody drives nowhere. Nobody goes. Drink at home. Don't drink at the club because eventually you got to leave the club. And the only way you're going to leave the club is you got to get in your car to leave the club. Me, I drink. I do. I drink my wine. I drink all the daiquiris. but I drink it at home in my house. Okay? That way, if I got to turn up or if I'm under the influence, I'm in my house where I'm not a threat to public safety. I'm not on the street where I can take somebody else's life, and I'm not putting myself in a predicament in which I can take somebody else's life. This is the reason why the law needs to be more stricter with these drunk drivers. They constantly get them a slap on the wrist, but somebody who's selling weed, you know, they want to give them 30, 40 years. But these drunk drivers are constantly getting a slap on the wrist. If there was more strict with the laws and other than these excessive fines, we're going to DUI school. It needs to be stricter. These drunk drivers need to lose their license for at least 5 years or more. You know what I mean? At least 2 years or something. You know, all of this. They're allowed. Do you not know drunk drivers are allowed to get a work permit? Meaning they can still drive to work as long as they got a work permit. But y'all won't give a work permit to somebody who has a suspended license and they just kind of behind on some traffic tickets and just need the means to go to work to pay off the tickets. Y'all don't have that option for people who need grace or need help and need a little bit of time paying speeding tickets off, but you will give a drunk driver grace multiple times. Some of them on their second, third, fourth conviction, they'll have the breathalyzer in their car and everything, and they still manage to keep their license. This is why there's no real punishment or real or detrimental consequences being enforced. Not by the law, not by the state, not by the county. So, with that being said, y'all, what is y'all intake on this? You know, I know I was all over the place. This just was a lot to process. Do y'all think that these young women deserved what happened to them? Or do y'all just feel like the whole point of them getting involved in the situation in the first place because they did not let go of that turn-up life? As y'all can see, and I showed y'all a lot of photos, all of these ladies had a drink in their hand. That's what they do regularly. And when you start making drinking a habit, you no longer care when, where, and how you do it. You just do it. All of these ladies had a cup. Like, this is what they do. I'm all about getting my drink on. There's nothing wrong with that, but there's a time and a place to do so. And it's a sad situation. Do y'all have sympathy or do you not sympathize? And again, just keep in mind, these women do have families. They do have parents. So just be mindful of, you know, how hard you go in if you're going to go in. Because at the end of the day, these are human beings. It could have been one of your children. Lord knows my daughter did all kind of dumb stuff. And God just kept covering her over and over and over. So don't think you're so good and don't think that you've done such a fine job as a parent that you got the room to judge and degrade these young women. Because at the end of the day, you don't have no control over what they do. They're adults now. All these young ladies was over the age of 20. Okay, so they made this decision. They caught that shot. And it's sad that when they struck that pole, all of their bodies ejected. And it probably happened so fast, they didn't even see it coming. And hopefully it was instant and they didn't feel the impact of it. But the problem is, it's the people and the family they're leaving behind that's going to feel the impact of their decision for years. Please make sure y'all hit that like button. Let me know what y'all think. I am going to be coming back and reading y'all comments, y'all. Very sad situation. Rest in peace to all these ladies. My heart goes out to all of the families and the loved ones that are going to be forever impacted, and to the young lady that is still clinging to life. Allegedly, they say she's doing okay. But, you know, some people like to embellish and don't tell the truth. So much clout chasing. So, I'll let y'all know if I get an update on that, on her progress. If she gets better, I will comment underneath the video. So make sure you comment under the video if you want to be updated on the fourth young lady who is still in critical condition, okay? So comment that way. When I update you, you will know if she made it through or not, okay? Hit that like button again. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all. It's your girl, DymondGyrl, Lady Mocha. And until next time, I will be talking with y'all later. Bye.